14 years of experience in industry and academia. I previously worked as senior product consultant and a research manager. Currently, I am a lecturer in the Division of Nutrition, Dietetics, and Food Science at IMU University. Besides food science, I also cross-teach dietetics with nutrition students and supervise their final year project. It's truly an honor to serve as your moderator for this exciting session. We are honored to welcome two distinguished speakers with us today, Dr. Kwan Chi Hao, Dr. Raymond. He is a product development director at Uru Biotech Syndrome. And we also have Dr. Chan Lee Sin, the Program Director of the Food Science Innovation Program. In today's competitive beverage market, creating a successful super drink takes more than just a trendy ingredient or attractive packaging. It also requires careful planning, scientific understanding, product safety, and a clear strategies to bring the product to market. And if you are passionate about food, science, health, or entrepreneurship, today is your opportunity to explore how IMU Food Science Innovation Program can help shape a better world and lead to a fulfilling career. And when it comes to making that journey count, IMU is just the right choice. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping notes. All participants' microphone has been muted. If you have any questions or comments, please type them into the Q&A panel. This session is being recorded for future reference. Let's begin. Please join me in welcoming our very first speaker, Dr. Raymond. He is a food scientist and UPM alumnus, specialized in food safety and functional food, a 2 times developing solution for developing country, the SDC International Competitions winner, and 2022 JCI 10 Outstanding Young Malaysian. He has published over 50 scientific papers. Currently, he is the Product Development Director at Uru Biotech Syndrome. Dr. Raymond leveraged his expertise in nutraceuticals and community service to advance holistic health, aging deceleration, and chronic disease prevention. Dr. Raymond, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Tan. Thank you, IMU, for the invitation for these sharing sessions. Next. Hi, everyone. Do you guys know what is food science innovations? Actually, food science innovations is the applications of scientific research and technological advancements to improve the way how the food is produced, processed, preserved, and consumed. Actually, there is intersections of biology, chemistry, engineering, and solving global challenge like food security, nutrition, and sustainability. Next. So, do you know what is super drink? Super drink or functional beverage refers to a category of drinks that provide health benefit beyond basic nutrition or hydration, which means the beverage is no longer to fulfill to our needs for hydration purpose, for example, to quench our thirst. While a standard drink might just satisfy thirst or provide calories, a super drink is scientifically formulated to deliver specific physiological results by including high concentration of bioactive compound. Do you guys know what is bioactive compound? Let me explain to you. All right. So, for example, bioactive ingredient can be hero ingredients like medicinal mushroom. Have you all heard about tiger milk mushroom, cordyceps? Adaptogens such as ginseng, American ginsengs, or phytochemicals such as milk thistle extract or polyphenol and others plant extracts. All these actually are the bioactive ingredient which provide the functional properties or health benefits after we consume the functional beverage. And this kind of functional beverage actually have their own specific functions. For example, whether can target on specific health concerns, for example, lung health, liver detoxifications, kidney vitality, or cognitive focus. It depends on how we formulate by using what type of functional ingredients. Also, another core characteristic is nutrient density. Many utilize a base of nutrients-rich foundations such as multigrains. For example, we design for functional beverage, for breakfast drink, which provide a complex profile of vitamins, minerals, and dietary fibers. Also, one thing that we cannot deny or overlook is the bioavailability. A true super drink is not just about what's on the labels. However, it's formulated so the body can actually absorb and utilize those nutrients effectively. For example, when you buy a functional or health supplement product, even though they label such ingredient, however, normally consumer will not know how much or the dosage that we added to the functional food product or health supplement product. So this so when you buy certain this kind of functional product or health supplement product, we have to check the branding, the manufacturers, and etc. to ensure what we buy actually worth the value of the product. Next. So there are four stages in product innovations. Basically, first, discovery. Second, strategy. Third, development. Fourth, launch. Let me explain in detail. What are the key components in each stage? For example, in phase one, discovery and validations, the why. Before formulating, you must validate the genuine opportunity exists. So how to identify whether the opportunity is genuine or not? We can evaluate whether there is a problems, whether there is a need, whether there is market or demand. All right. So problem, which means as a scientist, whether we need to fill in the gap. All right. As perhaps you might heard before. Okay. Where there is a problem, there's an opportunity. All right. So start by finding the gap where your research can provide a solutions. For example, right now, consumers started to have a lot of health awareness, especially after the COVID-19. They are very concerned on the sugar level. They are very concerned of whether the products can give additional health benefit. So this is the market for the health supplement product, for example. Also, 5W2H. So we can use this framework to define the project scope clearly. For example, who, what, where, when, why, how, and also one is very important, how much. Okay, for entrepreneur, when we design a product, we need to consider the costing as well because the costing will affect the selling price. Third, competitor analysis. Sometimes we use SWOT analysis, SWOT. S is stand for strength, W is weakness, O is opportunity, and T is threat. So with SWOT analysis, we can evaluate what already exists and identify your internal strength and external threats. This is very important, especially we need to identify whether the product is me too products, whether there are a lot of similar products in markets or not. As perhaps you might heard before, blue oceans and red oceans. If let's say they are the uh, Me Too product, which means the product is in red oceans, which you might face the cutthroat practice, which means you need to throw price in order to get sales. So we have to avoid this kind of thing. So come to the phase two, strategy and positioning. The what? Once the problem is validated, define how your product will stand out. We need to create the differentiations to stand out between your product and also the others competitors products. So USP, unique selling point. Establish your unique selling propositions to avoid creating just another me too products. For example, if you create some similar product that can easily get from Shopee, Lazada. So in this case, normally what are the consumer will buy your products mainly depends on the price. This is the this is the scenario, okay, among the Me Too products. Eventually, you have to throw price in order to attract the consumer to test your product, to buy your product at the first time. Positioning determine where your product sit in the mind of the consumer, whether you want to develop something that is in premium or whether you want to aim for mass market, which means there's a volume, but you just depends on the volume and then less margin. So we have to determine which which positioning, okay, of your products. Of course, premium normally we use a good product, good ingredients, we use good quality of packaging, for example, so eventually the price is higher and the consumer, for example, is M40 or T20, for examples. Because for premium products, normally we will focus on efficacy. For example, how fast the product can give the effects after we consume the functional beverage, for example. Proposals formalize the business case for the stakeholders or investor. For example, students or scientists, they have to know to prepare the proposal because eventually, if let's say if we involve in business, we cannot avoid from uh, proposal writing, funding pitching, for example, in order to get fund from the investor to kickstart the business, for example. Budget. Align your scientific ambition with financial reality. For example, if let's say you are the greatest student, just graduated from IMU, and you would like to kickstart a business, so you you may rely on how much of your budget can invest to set up the factory. Is it have to set up the factory when you kickstart a business? Sometimes it's not necessary. Perhaps we can talk about this in detail later during Q&A. Next. Third, developments and compliance, the how. This is the most technical part. So this is the differentiation between different scientists. Okay, if let's say you are the scientist in this part, you can input a lot of technical input. For example, formulation design, efficacy versus fairy dusting formulations. For example, in market, you might see there are two different health supplement products. One is positions very premium one. Okay, one is for example below 50 ringgit compared with one with 200, 300 ringgit Malaysians. So what are the difference? Mainly because of the choice and the type of the ingredients, the dosage of the functional ingredients, the packagings, whether the packaging using the good materials in order to protect the shelf life, to extend the shelf life, for examples. Regulations ensure the product meets food safety and legal standard early in the design phase. For example, we need to refer to food law and regulations. We need to refer to MPRA or PKKM level screening, GMP, HACCP. These are the standard. The more standard that we comply, the higher the quality of the products. So for example, food law and regulations for honey products, actually there is a standards, there is regulations in our food law and regulations. We must to meet the for example a certain percentage of the pure honey before we can claim it's honey product, for examples. All right. And also evidence-based claim. The importance of having method testing, microbial stability, and active ingredients quantification to build brand trust. Also, how to produce in bulk, move from lab scale formulations or prototype to industry scale manufacturing. So this is the things that a lot of scientists they stop here. Okay, so for example, perhaps you might create something formulation, good formulation even in your kitchen. However, you do know how to produce it in bulk quantity. So this is the reasons why you need to study food science, because in food science, the lecturers, the others industry panel might share with you how we can set up our processing plants to commercialize the idea that in your mind, packagings designed for productions, shelf life, and consumer appeal. This is also very important. Okay, so whether it's the primary packagings or what type of the packaging materials, all this will affect the shelf life. And also the most important is the consumer appeal. Of course, if let's say your product is positioning as a premium product, then no choice you have to spend more in order to design the packagings. Yeah, this is very important components when we want to sell the products. Next, the last phase, commercializations, the who. So this is also very important things that we all should focus. The final step to getting the product into the hand of the user. Sometimes, perhaps scientists or other people might shop surgery. Okay, they might say, "Oh, my this formulation is very good. It's very nice." However, if let's say if you do know how to sell it, nobody will know it and nobody will buy it. Okay, so we have to identify where is our selling channel. We need to decide where the product will be sold. For example, whether through the e-commerce like Shopee, Lazada, or retail or physical store, or whether it's B2B, we engage a distributor, which help us to distribute our products to a pharmacy store, for example, or marketing. Develop the narrative that translate your scientific data into consumer benefit. As scientists, we need to translate all these kind of scientific data, efficacy information to the consumer. We need to speak human language in order to let people understand what is the health benefit, what are the unique selling points of our products, which means we we have to speak in layman term. Next, so the future of functional beverage, personalized nutrition nowadays. Instead of generic health drink that promise to help everyone, the future is about drink that designed for our specific body, which can based on our unique DNA, which can based on our specific gut health, or even our body current energy needs. So this is the trend by using AI. All right, because nowadays perhaps some of you might already went for genetic testing. Everyone will have a different absorption rate towards different type of nutrients. So personalized nutrition can be a trend. In future, I believe even a vending machine, after checking our bodies, perhaps you just press one button, they will come out a personalized drinks for us. So with the aid of AI, this can be expected. And sustainability, turning waste into wealth. So this is one of the trends as well. For example, one of the ways that we know can be the durian seed, rambutan seed, even the leaf. For example, sacha, inchi, tea leaf, some people might treat it as a waste. Actually, if we process it, even like soursop leaf, guava leaf, all this can become tea. All right, so turning waste into wealth, or waste valorization is also one of the trends for food science. Last but not least, innovations without commercialization is just a hobby. However, commercializations without science is just a risk. So this is the thing I would like to share with everyone. Thank you. Pass back to you, Dr. Tan.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Raymond, for that practical, insightful presentation. We have gained a deeper understanding of how new beverage ideas are developed and prepared for the market, such as the super drink. He explained how scientists and food innovators evaluate ingredients, ensure product safety, study how long the drink can last on the shelf, and build consumer confidence, and how innovative drinks can succeed in competitive market. As Dr. Raymond emphasized, innovation without commercialization is just a hobby. Commercialization without science is just a risk. Again, thank you, Dr. Raymond. Next, we will hear from our second speaker, Dr. Chan, who will share the distinctive strength of IMU Food Science Innovation Program. Dr. Chan Li Xin is a food scientist and academic specializing in food biotechnology, functional food development, and sustainable food innovation. She holds a PhD in food biotechnology from University Putra, Malaysia, and has extensive experience in teaching, research, and academic leadership. Her work focus on value-added product development, food waste valorization, and industry-aligned translational research. She is a professional member and council member of the Malaysian Institute of Food Technology, MIFT, actively contributing to the advancement of the food science profession in Malaysia. Dr. Chang, over to you. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Helen, for the kind introduction. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. So before I start, I really want to say thank you, Dr. Raymond, for the sharing. That was really insightful because we know what the industry people thought, what is their expectation and their experiences. I'm sure everyone here has gained a better understanding how food industry actually works. Thank you again, Dr. Raymond. So allow me to briefly introduce myself. My name is Chang. I'm the Program Director for the Food Science Innovation Program at IMU University. Earlier, after listening to Dr. Raymond, we saw how powerful food can be, not just nutrition, but also for innovation, health, and even creating a super drink or functional products. So now the question becomes, how can you be part of this to create that kind of future? So that's exactly why I'm here, to show you how IMU can shape you into that innovator. All right, so this food science innovation program is a 3-year degree designed to equip the students with the strong scientific foundation and also industry relevant skills. So for this year, the intake is in September. The student also have an options to do an international pathway where they complete 1 year in Malaysia and credit transfer to the University of Leeds in UK for the remaining 2 years. All right, so now you might be wondering why choose food science innovation and why IMU? So the answer is pretty simple. The food industry is evolving rapidly, and it requires a graduate who are not just knowledgeable, but also industry ready and able to contribute during the work later on. So at IMU, we don't just teach you the theory, we prepare you for the real industry world. So what makes us different are the key strengths, including the industry relevant learning, the 2U1I model, industry aligned curriculum, One Health Vision and Sehat, elective specialization, and also advanced facility. So this is where IMU stands out. So let me show you how each of the key strengths make this program different. So first of all, at IMU, we don't want our students to be restricted to only the classroom learning. And we hear from the industry that they want the graduate who are ready to contribute. Like just now, Dr. Lemon say, you need to identify the gap, you need to identify the problem. When you create the product, you need to make sure the product can be upskilled to the industry. So that's why our first strength is that the 2U1I model, which is a work-based learning model where the students spend 2 years in the university and 1 full year in our partner industry. So the aim is clear: to bridge the knowledge with the practice. So this program is recognized by Ministry of Higher Education, and it gives the student the real-world experience, letting them to apply the theory into practice. So this is not just a very short internship, but it's a structured, immersive industry experience. And the exciting part is if you perform very well and very good, of course, the placement can even lead you to a job offer even before you graduate. The employer willing to hire you. So in short, this 2U1I model is a learning with the purpose, and we want you to experience with impact. So how our 2U1I model actually works? The year is divided into 2 6-month phases. In the first 6 months, the student will take a module, and then this module is a structure and outcome-driven module. It will be guided and evaluated by both the industry coach and also the industry coordinator. So in this phase, right, the student will engage in the R&D related tasks. So probably they will be engaged in develop a new product or a new flavor product or enhance the current one. Like for example, let's say the product have a shelf life problem, so you help the company to extend the shelf life. So you will gain the hands-on experience in the real setting. Then in the next 6 months, you will be moving to the industry training. So you will rotate through different departments, because in the food industry setting, it's not only just the product development side. We also have the food processing, we also have the quality assurance, we also have the quality control department, and even sales and marketing. So you will be placed in different departments. So depending on the depending on the company's need. So the student can also continue with their R&D project, or they will be given a new task. So this will give them the exposure to different aspects or different field in the company itself. So by the end of the 12 months, this will give you a holistic industry experience, because our goal is to graduate the students who are industry ready, which are equipped with the practical experience and the skill set. All right. Okay, next, let's talk about industry alignment. So at IMU, we emphasize strongly about industry relevance. So what happened is that our curriculum, meaning our lecture and our syllabus, is co-developed with our industry partner. So this will make sure that what you learn is practical and up to date and also relevant to the industry. So we always have a tagline with the industry for the industry. So what it means to you, meaning that the content that you learn in the classroom or in the lab is relevant to the industry. So you will be exposed to the technologies, and when you finish the program, you already have the skill set. So I keep mentioning industry partner, industry relevance, but who exactly work closely with IMU? So some of our leading industry partners include Fonterra, Brand Malaysia, Kerry Ingredients, Sun Group, Inside Scoops, Good Morning Bio Industries, Nestlé, Metaron, Asia, Mamami, Heritage, and actually we are continuously expanding our network. So by partner with these company, you are stepping into the industry and also at the same time building out your network. All right, next one. I believe many of you are familiar with IMU as a pioneer because you all know IMU has a very long history and you heard IMU as a pioneer in the medical and healthcare education. So, however, today, IMU is different. It's go beyond the traditional definition of healthcare because we believe that healthcare is not just about treatment, about medicine. It's also about the prevention, the lifestyles, and our community well-being. So this is where our One Health framework come in. So it brings together human health, environmental health, and animal health into one integrated approach. Because in reality, right, these areas are actually interconnected. So what we eat, how the food is being produced or planted on a planet, how it affects the environment, and how it directly or indirectly affect our health. And also talking about animal, the chicken, the beef, the fish that we eat, so all are interrelated. So in this program, the student will understand the role of the food science in a larger context. That's why our program is not just relevant, but we will bring the impact, all right? So building on this One Health concept, our program is guided by what we call Sehat value, which is sustainable, innovative, healthy, affordable, and also tasty. So in sustainable, we strongly emphasize on the sustainability. I believe you all always heard the SDG, so we want to align with the global priority. So at the same time, we also train our students to develop the innovative idea because we don't want you just come up with a normal product or ordinary product. We want you to come up with a product that carry innovative solution, all right? At the same time, the food has to be healthy, okay? Because you can also develop the functional food or therapeutic food to treat certain cases or health condition to support better health outcome. And of course, just now, Dr. Raymond talked about price, okay? The food product should also be affordable and accessible, meaning that the product you make should benefit a bigger group, okay? And last but not least, for those who are foodie, you know that the food must be tasty because there's no point for you to make a food and very healthy, but it's not tasty and people don't want to eat it, all right? So the balance of this is critical. So at IMU, we integrate the food science with nutrition together with dietetics, allow the student to understand how the food can actually impact our human health. So at the end of this program, we hope that the student can creating a smart, nutritious, and also sustainable solution that can improve human health and also the planet. So talking about elective, just to share that in the second year, the student has the opportunity to specialize through our elective track. The track is designed to give a student a deeper understanding or the targeted skill set that they are interested with. So the first is sustainability. So if let's say the student choose the track, this track is focused on the bigger picture of the food system. So this is ideal for those who are passionate about sustainability and healthy planet, right? Second is regulatory affair. So in this track, the student will learn about international and national law. So this will prepare the student in the role in the, for example, in the regulatory or compliance role, all right? The third is sensory and consumer study. So this track focus on the sensory science. Because at the end of the day, as I mentioned, no matter how healthy the product, the customer must like it. So you will study the consumer preference, the testing, the sensory. And last but not least is the food processing technology. So this will give students a strong technical knowledge of how the food is being processed and produced in the industry level. So we focused on the cereal, dairy, and also fats and oil, right? So through this elective track, the student is able to build their specialized area that can shape their own pathway based on their interests and also their career growth. Okay, last but not least, let me highlight our advanced facility, which we are very proud of. So our lab is located at the Technology Park, Bukit Jalil, and they are designed to simulate the real industry environment following the industry best practice. So the student will learn like industry-like workflow and standard. So our facilities include like food analysis, sensory evaluation, drying lab, baking, packaging. Okay, so these facilities is not only support the teaching and learning, but also research work and also workshop or industry projects. So of course, if you want to visit, we warmly welcome you to visit and experience it for yourself. Okay, so these are the 5 strengths of how IMU different with how it makes IMU different. All right. So now let's talk about career pathway. I think many of you are concerned about whether you can get a job or not after you finish your food science degree. So actually, this is one of the biggest strengths of this program. So a degree in food science innovation, it actually opens doors to a very wide and versatile range of the opportunity. So first, for those who are interested in further study, okay, you can pursue your master or PhD degree and move towards teaching and research in university, like what am I doing right now. Secondly, in the industry setting, okay, so many people think that food science is just about cooking or just working in the lab. But actually, food science is very wide. The opportunity is very wide. Food science include like food processing, product development, okay, research and development, of course, biotech, food safety, packaging. You can work in different area like food or beverage or fermentation or nutraceutical product, or even work in the consulting firm. Okay, so with this industry, you are not limited to one role, meaning to say you can go to different role. You can go into R&D, okay, maybe like 1 or 2 years, then you want to change into quality assurance, or you want to change even to the sales and marketing. So the third one, of course, there are also opportunity in the government sector, okay, in regulatory affair. And for those who are interested in business, like what Dr. Raymond shared just now, you want to have your own business. So you also can pursue MBA or DBA, move into the management or entrepreneur, or start your own business. So what I'm trying to emphasize here is that your career is not limited because this degree does not lock you into one role. Okay, it opens up to multi-discipline. Let's say you want to work in a R&D department. After a few years, you feel like you don't want to do lab anymore. You want to go to sales and marketing. Yes, you can do it because it's a cross-disciplinary role. All right, and remember one thing: food science is a future-proof career, meaning to say that we need to eat. When we need to eat, definitely food industry is there and they need food scientists. All right, so to wrap up everything, okay, this program is for you if you love science, if you are passionate about food, and if you are interested in innovation and also health, and most importantly, for those who want to make a real impact, okay, because food is something we interact every day. So the key message I want to bring you is, for me, food science innovation is a program that is very tasty with impact because food is fun, science is powerful, and innovation changes everything. All right? Thank you so much, and I welcome any questions. Over to you, Dr. Tan.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chang, for that forward-looking presentation. So Dr. Chang shared compelling insights into the uniqueness of IMU Food Science Innovation Program, including the industry relevance learning, which is 2U1I, 2 years in the university, 1 year in the industry. And also industry aligned curriculums where we co-develop this program together with the industry and for the industry. One Health vision, Sehat concept, like what Dr. Raymond mentioned just now, the unique selling point. Yeah. We also offer 4 elective specialization and advanced facilities that you are welcome to visit. So she highlighted how this new program built upon the strong foundation of IMU nutrition and dietetics curriculum. By integrating nutrition, dietetics, and food science innovation, IMU is pioneering a holistic ecosystem that drives health forwards through scientific excellence and interdisciplinary collaboration. She also shared about the career pathway for the food science graduates. The most important thing is food plus science plus innovations equals to equal to tasty with impact. Food is fun. Science is powerful. Innovations change everything. Again, thanks to both of our speakers. It's now time for our Q&A session. Attendees are welcome to put your question in the chat box. We welcome your questions and we'll do our best to address as many as possible. All right. Here I have an interesting question. What were the challenges you encountered during the development of the super drinks? Perhaps Dr. Raymond can help to answer this question. Over to you.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Yeah, the challenges that we always encounter actually is during the formulations. Because during formulation, many things that we need to consider, of course, because we are developing the functional food products, which is very concerned on the efficacy. Of course, we will consider which ingredient that we need to include in our formulations. What type of extract? How about the dosage? Okay. How about the flavor? How about the taste? And also very important is how much the costing, because we develop, we OEM to our clients. So all these components are actually very, for example, right now we are developing a beverage that target on the blood sugar control, which means diabetes. Efficacy is always our main priorities. So we know few ingredients is very powerful to control the sugar. For example, bitter melon peptide or bitter melon extract, and sometimes also like black ginger extracts. This kind of extracts is bitter. So as scientists, we need to consider how to mask the bitter profile, right? And also how fast the efficacy that we can give to the consumer. So we have to balance between the efficacy and also the costing. Of course, for the premium product, for example, we can increase the dosage of this kind of functional ingredients. But at the same time, we need to consider the flavor profile of the ingredients. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, these are the challenges that we always encounter.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Raymond. I have another question. I think this question will be best answered by Dr. Chang. Do students need a strong background in chemistry or biology?
Thank you, Dr. Helen, for the questions. I would say that not necessary. You don't have to be like extremely strong in chemistry or biology to join this program. Of course, if let's say you have a basic science foundation, then it will be very helpful because the design of the curriculum is that we build the knowledge of the science step by step throughout the program, meaning to say in the semester 1, semester 2, and semester 3 and 4, you will go in deeper. So in fact, food science program is often considered as a most approachable area in science because you can see, you can taste it, you can experience it in the lab. So I would say that it's a friendly entry point for science program. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
even if I'm not confident with science now, as long as you are willing to learn and curious about food, then we will definitely guide you throughout the program. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Chang. Next questions we have is there demand for food scientists in Malaysia or regionally? What kind of job can my child get after graduating? I think Dr. Raymond is in the field. You are the best person to answer this.
Right, thank you. Yeah, as a food science graduate, actually we have a lot of opportunities. Of course, one thing is that the food science graduates that always never think of it is entrepreneur. Okay, entrepreneurs, of course, entrepreneur we can get some our business. Okay, because actually last time I also lecturers, former lecturers in some universities. I always ask my students, what do you want to do after graduates? Some might answer, I want to be a QC manager of blah blah companies. I want to be a R&D manager. Actually, beyond that, actually we can, as a food scientist or as an entrepreneur, can decide ourselves what we want to provide to the society. All right. For example, we can develop something which is good for the society. At the same time, we can earn profit as well. Yeah, this is very important because when you become the boss, you can decide, you can make sure the directions is actually can benefit to the society as well. So this is the reason why I'm one of the entrepreneur of the business. Of course, not only entrepreneur. Now I say we can work in food industry, okay, or some of my friends they are work as a government police, for example, in Ministry of Health, we need that as well. For example, we need people who is good in regulations or develop the policy, okay, and of course lecturers as well, because last time I'm scientist, after graduation I become lecturers, yeah, and a lot of things, yeah. As long as you got a missions, yeah, that trigger what are the factors that you want to study food science? Definitely, there's a way for you to grow. Right. Thank you. Back to you, Toyota.
Thanks, Dr. Raymond. So if I hear you correctly, we can be either a job seeker or a job creator, right? Like Dr. Raymond. Okay, so continue from that. I think the next questions will be for Dr. Chang. So what hands-on experience will students gain like in the lab or product development, food testing, and how these industry relevance are there?
You mean what exactly the hands-on
Hands-on
experience? Okay.
experience.
So in this program, I mean like this food science innovation program in IMU, I would say that it's highly practical because all the program is tied closely with the practical section. And we even have the practical test, meaning to say we will evaluate the student, how is their skill in the lab. So the student will gain a few practical skills, such as in the lab work, we will teach them about food analysis. Okay, so in the semester 2, we will teach them how to analyze food compound like protein, fat, fiber. And then in the following semester, we also will teach them about the formulation and also how to taste the food. Tasting the food is not just like eating. You have to feel it. You have to understand the texture, the viscosity, and the component, the properties of the food. So they will learn these basic lab skills. And then moving on, they will learn a bit more challenging one, which is product development. They need to create their own product using the skill, not to say skill, the critical thinking part that we embrace from the beginning of the semester. They have to come up with an innovative and creative product. At the same time, it has to be functional. So this product development skill set is important in the industry because in industry, we have this department called R&D, Research and Development. So they will need to come up with new or improve existing product. So the student will learn creating their product. After they create the product, they need to analyze as well. So this is where they will do the shelf life testing, microbe testing, because they want to know whether the product is safe to be consumed or not. This is the skill set they will learn. So last but not least, in the third year, they will move to the industry. So in these 2 years, what they learn in the university, and then they will bring it to the third year, the industry, where in the industry, they need to do the industry project. So when we go to the industry, of course, not only the technical part, they also need to know the marketing part, like how to do product analysis, market research, how to do the pitching. So the pitching, we will train them in our entrepreneurship module. So when they go to industry, they can apply directly. So I would say all the skill set they learn in the MU, okay, is industry relevant. And it will equip them with the industry skill as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Chang. I think these questions you may assist to answer as well. Can I work overseas after this degree? Perhaps you can share the opportunity, the overseas opportunity with Lead University as well.
Yeah. If let's say you talk about further study, okay, first of all, the degree itself, you can choose the international pathway where you do 1 year in Malaysia and then 2 years in the University of Leeds in UK. So if let's say you complete the program 3 years in Malaysia, so you want to work in overseas, okay, of course you can work because this degree is recognized overseas and food science is everywhere. Food industry is everywhere. I have students work in different countries like Singapore. The nearest will be Singapore, of course, in other country, Australia. So the opportunity are there. You have to apply. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So here has one interesting question. Yeah, Dr. Raymond. What is your opinion about the positive and negative effect of AI in the food industry? Will AI replace food science graduate? Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, actually, this is a very interesting question. A lot of people also ask me this. Yeah, actually, I can see AI actually is really benefit to everyone. All right. So even I ask my staff, okay, how to use AI. For example, this is very benefit to us, especially when we develop the food products, the formulation stage. So it helps us save the time to screen the ingredient, which ingredient is good for the formulations. So they save our time. Sometimes we even can ask them to help us to find out the reference, the dosage, for example. So other than this, AI can help us to speed up the productions automations, all right, for detections. Even from the data that we gain, we can analyze the result very fast. So this is a positive way of the AI. Of course, for students' parts, okay, I understand. Okay, if let's say because everyone is tends to use a shortcut. Okay, if let's say if we too rely on the AI, sometimes this might affect the critical thinking skill and problem solving skill. All right. So I encourage to use AI. However, how to use AI, how to ask the correct questions, even we use Gemini or ChatGPT, we need to evaluate whether the content is correct. Okay, we need to revise and further ask the questions whether this is correct. We need to know and justify. If we don't have the basic knowledge, actually it's very hard for differentiate whether the knowledge, whether the reply, the answer from AI is correct. AI is not only Q&A parts, but of course this can implement in many ways. Okay, we can integrate AI with the blockchains, supply chains, productions, even like also planning, formulations, many things. So we all cannot avoid the AI. So we need to optimize and learn what is the best way to use AI and integrate into our daily life. All right. So this is my opinions. Yeah, between the positive and negative. Thank you. Pass back to you, Dr.
Thanks, Dr. Raymond. I think continue from here. I have one question for you as well. When commercializing something new to consumer and the acceptance is still low, how should we tackle the challenges?
Right. So we have to identify the root cause. We ask why. Okay. So why the acceptance rate is low? This is the first question. Once you answer this, you further ask questions. The low acceptance rate can be the taste not good, can be the marketing is not good, can be the formulation not good, which affects the efficacy. So actually, there are many factors. Yeah, in general, marketing plays very important role, especially in the issues, because even your price is very effective. However, you are not good in marketing, you are not good in selling, you are not good in deliver the message to the consumer. And also, you might not have enough money to do marketing or to put in the shelf. Okay, for example, to put in the shelf of the pharmacy chain or the ENS Mart, because all these they are the slotting fees, they are listing fees. Okay, all this can be affects the acceptance rate. Okay, the acceptability. But of course, as a scientist, okay, as an R&D directors, we have to look into a product first. Good taste, good flavor, all this kind of thing, efficacy, these are the basic things that we need to meet before we can start to sell it. Yeah. So root cause, we have to identify the root cause first. Yeah, when there's a low acceptance rate. Thank you. Pass back to you, Dr. Tan.
Thanks, Dr. Raymond. So I think we still can take the last questions. Yeah. Dr. Chang, food science innovations. This seems something different from conventional food science and technology or food science and nutrition. What make your program unique compared to other programs?
Okay, thank you for the questions. So food science innovation program is the first in Malaysia focused on the innovation part. So from the word innovation, you know that this program is more future focused and also industry driven, meaning to say we are creating or coming up with a solution, okay? Not only the product, also a solution for the industry. So we emphasize a lot of innovation, such as we have embedded the module called critical thinking and also sustainability in food. So these two modules will embark the creative thinking, like I would say, creative thinking in the student to train them to think differently, okay, not the conventional one, but something that can bring the impact to the community. Like for example, now Malaysia, there are a lot of high blood pressure or obesity. So we want the student to come up with the product, not only tasty, but also healthy. Second on is that why we have this program is we have the 2U1I model. If let's say you compare with the conventional food science and technology, actually, I also come from food science and technology. Dr. Raymond also come from food science and technology. We both are actually UPM alumni. Okay, we know each other for almost 20 years already. So we go through the phase where we study food science for 4 years and then we internship for 6 months. So that is a conventional one. All right. But in this in IMU, this program is 2U1. I mean to say they have 2 years, okay, to study the relevant curriculum and then 1 full year in the industry. So this is the difference. So within 1 full year, the first 6 months you try to solve a problem and create a new product. In another 6 months, you'll be exposed to different departments, so you know what actually the department is doing, and then you see whether you like sales and marketing or not, or you like to work in the lab or not. So that is for you to gain the opportunity. Because I believe everyone face the same question, like after you graduate, which job I should work with or which area I should go. So with this 1 full year of industry experience that can make you know yourself better, which area you should focus. All right. So as I mentioned, we try to integrate the food with health and also environment. I would say this is a specialty in IMU because IMU is a medical school for a long time. So that's why they now start to see that food science is important because we can solve the problem from prevention. So eating healthy is the prevention. So that's why they come up with this program. So I would say the uniqueness of this is what I mentioned, the innovation, the critical thinking, sustainability, and the 2U1I model, and also the integration of food together with health and also environment. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Chang. So basically, this is complete the whole ecosystem in IMU and to achieve the One Health visions. Yeah, the 2U1I, like what Dr. Chang mentions, the industry often have perception that the institution doesn't produce the graduates that they want. So we actually sit down together with the industry, co-develop with them. That's why this program is by the industry, with the industry, for the industry. And also for the conventional one, industry also often mentioned that 4 to 6 month internship is not enough to observe the students. The moment they want to know more about the students, they left the company and go back to their institution. So that's the reason that we have this 1 year of placement, and it serves as an important talent pipeline to the industry. Eventually, if both parties, the company will absorb the student as their employee. So I think as we come to the end of today's live talk, we are excited to offer a global leadership scholarship of up to 25,000 ringgit Malaysia when you enroll in our food science innovation program with terms and conditions applying. This is a fantastic opportunity to begin your study with meaningful financial support. Don't miss out. We believe that you can enjoy a vibrant university life while gaining real-world exposure, just as our first cohort is experiencing now. This session isn't the end, it's just the beginning. Feel free to reach out and explore the Food Science Innovation Program at IMU further. Thank you once again for joining us today. Goodbye and take care.